Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you the Five of Swords for your total lunar eclipse full blood moon in Virgo, which is occurring on about the 13th or 14th, depending on where you are in the world. This is describing something that is difficult for you to deal with. You'd rather not deal with it. It's something uncomfortable, an uncomfortable truth, or you may just be depleted from trying to negotiate or work with this energy. Whatever this energy is, it triggers memories or experiences of being put down, not being taken seriously, being demeaned in a way that you find or have found in the past hard to stand up to. And this is treatment or behaviors from others that you have internalized at some level, right? If somebody's calling you out in some way or demeaning your intellect or your abilities, there's some kernel of you that sort of has bought into their description of you, that takes the blame, that sees it as your fault. I think this is something that is being aided by the full moon energy, which not only is the moon in Virgo, but it is lined up against several significant planets in Pisces, the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune, and the North Node. So there is something about your ability to identify the situation and respond appropriately that is helping you to accelerate through a difficult challenge that's been hanging around for a long time. This is a general reading, Leo. It isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. I welcome all of you and particularly appreciate that you're spending some time with me. What I have for your 10th house, the house of your social identity, your opportunities in the world through your work or community, is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is showing you to be really in your fields, which is very appropriate for the energy that's going on and the sort of emotional energy that you are experiencing at this time, this high sense of attunement and awareness of energies around you, particularly spiritual energies, a closeness with spirit guides. And there may be a lot of information or feelings that you're picking up from your spirit guides, from relatives who have passed, that is overwhelming to you, but is welcome. This is your ancestors, your spirit guides showing up for you in a significant way, kind of leading you back onto a spiritual path or leading you to a spiritual path, one that you've previously been unaware of or not tracking. There is a sense here that you are open up to options and opportunities that formerly might have seemed unattractive to you or less than attractive in the past. But the particular opportunities that are catching your attention are ones that are leading you in a specific direction. In the first house of your perspective in the world, your regular routine approach, attitude, the Three of Cups is really a beautiful confirmation of all the love, all the support and resources that you have around you. This card seems to be showing up often when we have sought love and feel a sense of failure about that love and have instead learned to turn to the ample and abundant love and support that is all around us all the time, that we may not call that we are so focused on relationship, fairy tale love that we often neglect or don't honor the relationships, the friendships, the siblings, the family ties, the neighbors, those connections that are relatively deep and that stand in for the day-to-day being there for us no matter what. So there's an acknowledgement and a real luxuriating in the presence of friends, loved ones, neighbors that care for you. In the fourth house of your home, your roots, your family, your domestic foundation, beautiful, another 3. This is a 3 of Pentacles, and the reason I get excited about 3s is because 3 is the number of the Empress card. It's the number of the artist. It's the communicator's paths. It is about working productively with others. This is where you are choosing specifically to bring your expertise to a situation in which all expertise are welcomed and united by a common goal, one that speaks to your better instincts, towards building something that is excellent, that is qualitatively sound, that is an improvement over other things that exist in the world. And this is how you're creating it is just as important as what you're creating. So you're doing this with others who you identify as whole, as coming together creatively to do something beyond your individual selves, to create a resource that others can benefit from. In the 7th house of significant others, we have the Knight of Cups. Aries had the Page of Cups here, so it feeling like the fire signs are really in your feels here. You are actively exploring your desire for significant connection, long-term connection, understanding your own inner self better, your own potentials, talents. You're no longer abandoning those as some kind of necessary sacrifice in exchange for something else that you think is better. You're actually realizing that it is your internal gifts that define you, define the authentic you, and you're enjoying the exploration of those, the feelings of those, what feelings and emotions are attached to your experiences of being in your gift, being on purpose, being in your flow, and training yourself to recognize that all creation, all love starts with you. I'm going to pull an oracle card and hope that this reading is resonating for all of you at this time. And if so, please like this video, share it with others if you feel inclined, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I pulled for you the Death card, and I believe it reads, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So this is really about the kind of cycle of creative energy, growth, evolution that you're experiencing. And this full moon does mark a time when you are accelerating quickly, potentially, depending on the work that you've done on yourself. But if you are in any phase of healing, which obviously you are if you're here, then you have an opportunity for many of the lessons that you may have been struggling with or stuck on or working through tirelessly to really leap forward in a way. It's like an acceptance of who you truly are and the unlimited nature of your power. And because of the tremendous potential for you to flow, and that's all of the Pisces energy that's out there. And then Virgo is allowing you to see that flow, to communicate it, to share it, to learn from it. then this is really a time of drastic transformation, which is what many of you have been and are experiencing. There's no finite time to the healing process or to transformations or changes. As you know, these are things that can happen incrementally over decades, years, months, weeks. I'm going to clarify the Three of Cups in the first house with the Knight of Pentacles. And here we are stopping and planning and taking note and quantifying the support, the resources that we have at our fingertips. This is part of the acknowledgement of gratitude for what you do have. There's less of a focus on what you don't have. You're understanding, taking stock of what you have in your environment, and you're planning the next step in order to move towards what you want. I love the Knight of Pentacles because for me, it really is about just getting still in the moment, getting silent, using your creative ability to plan, to look ahead, but you only need to take one step at a time. This card is all about the pacing is yours. Take your time, slow down, do it right. It's not a race. In the fourth house, the Three of Pentacles is clarified by the Hanged One. Here's another underline of stillness, gaining perspective, stepping back from a situation. And this can potentially apply to any project or employment, offer of employment that you are fielding right now. So this is absolutely asking you to deeply consider your next move, deeply consider who you are connecting with in terms of building and creating something for an improved environment, an improved you, a better world. It's also the acknowledgement that you have come to recognize as part of the balancing out of opportunities and growth that sacrifices are made. We don't always acknowledge the sacrifices because we understand that they're necessary, but it is important for you to recognize that you're making sacrifices as in temporary comforts, because this full moon is really highlighting your arena activities around your values and what makes you comfortable, what makes you feel safe and protected, your luxury. And you're really understanding what you're sacrificing in order for more. And this has a lot with plans for moving forward, what things you're considering may be necessary for you to gain or to learn. In the seventh house of relationships, the Knight of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Wands. I love this because this shows a new beginning, a new start. We have this transformation card here that is emphasizing something is different now. You've made a significant change, and it looks like the change revolves around a new lifestyle, a new set of beliefs or practices that are impacting your routines, your structure, your approach, your goals in life. So this is putting the emphasis on not only an expression of your fiery nature, your dramatic and display nature. It's also focusing on a freer, it feels to me like a freer lifestyle. And by freer, I mean more independent. Doesn't necessarily mean more fun. Sometimes that independence, that liberation, that freedom requires or asks more of us. We become more responsible through the growth in our awareness that we have earned. And in the 10th house, the Seven of Cups is clarified by the Chariot. This is absolutely lovely. This is in distinction with the Hanged One at the opposite end of your chart. And the Chariot is about really honoring your gifts, establishing, identifying yourself with the gifts that you are working to improve, working to emerge, and that limitations, boundaries, clarity about those is all to the end of clearing the decks so that you have the space to allow your talents and gifts to grow. And with the focus on what you want to see growing in your life is an opportunity for you to, some say move quickly. I actually feel that this is about really pacing yourself, taking your time to move forward in a particular direction that you know is going to amplify your best qualities, your gift, even your temperament as an individual. So you're aware that these things all work together, and you are entirely attuned during this full moon energy to understand and to tap into that sense of authenticity that you are working to put on display. I'm going to finish this reading with a crystal oracle, hoping that this has been inspirational to you. Two cards fell out, and the one that's face down is the Amazonite. The print is very small, and this is about your throat chakra. So we're talking about self-expression here, telling your story, describing yourself, putting yourself out there. And the key word is creativity. Use creativity to transform your pain into positivity. If you're interested in more content, please check out the video playlist here. And until next time, Leo, namaste.